everyone. And now Louis I'm not sick. And today we're going to read Junie B. Jones in a one-man band. What's in her head? What is it? Junie B., can I ask you? Yes. How do you want to? Where was it? Aloha. Okay. That is my specialty hat. Okay. And now let's go and read this. Monday. Dear First Grade Journal, a kickball tournament. The whole entire first grade is going to have a kickball tournament. My teacher told us that news last week, and I can't even stop thinking about it. Our families are going to come and everything. I have been practicing my kicking every day after school. I can kick high and low. I can kick fast and slow, and to and fro, and pro and con. When I grow up, I'll have my own kicking show on TV probably. From Junie B., first grader. No. I smiled as a nice thought. I peeked over my side of my desk. I tried to wiggle my pinky toe. It still felt sore. That's because yesterday a little trouble happened when I'm practicing in my backyard. It is called I accidentally kicked my ball over the fence. I didn't want to go to get it, and so I had to find something else to kick. And then, I spied Mother's brand new watering can. It was the one with a funny cow painted on it, and it was sitting right out in the middle of a yard. Oh my, what a messy. Just stop. And it was sitting right out in the middle of a yard. I laughed out loud at that perfect target. I bet I can kick that silly cow right over to the moon, I said, but I rubbed my hands together, very excited. Did you trip? No. Here it is. And back all the way up to the fence. And varoom! I took off running. And zoom! I ran faster and faster. And kaboom! I kicked it as hard as I could. Ooh, does it fly over the moon? And owie, ow! The dumb bunny can was filled full of water, and nobody even told me about that problem. Oh, wow. A perfect target, as you said. Weird. Are you even dumb, Junie B? The watering can, not dumb, but instead of it dumb, you dumb. Do you ever think any player will kick the ball by a watering can? I fell down in the grass, very painful, then rolled around and around and hollered real loud. My toe, my toe, my toe! I hollered. My toe, my toe, my toe! Mother hurried to the back door. Junie B! Oh my goodness, what's wrong? She called. My toe is wrong, my toe is wrong. 911, 911, I yelled. Mother hurried outside and took off my shoe and socks. She looked at my toe. Ow, ow, ow! I yelled again. Mother hugged me. What in the world did you do to hurt it so badly? She asked. Did you trip over a rock or something? I did a gulp, because maybe I should mention that I kicked her can possibly. Mother waited for me to answer. Then, very slow, her eye glanced over to her cow, as he had a giant dent in his head. Also, his nose did not look normal. Mother did a frown. Junie B, she said, very suspicious. What's the story here? I looked back at her real impressed. That woman is sharp as a tack, I will tell you. Finally, I did the sign and told her all the story here. Yeah, only this wasn't my fault, Mother, I said. It really wasn't. On account of the first time practicing my kicking, I bet my ball went over the fence, so that was I supposed to do. Kick air? I did a thumbs up. But good news, I said. I just saw your can and I kicked him all by my might and then I kicked him as hard as I could. Only too bad for me, 'cause that stupid thing is filled with water, and now I have smashed my pinky toe. I thought for a minute, then folded my hands in my lap very quiet. The end, I said. Mother did not look happy at me. Gee, imagine that. A watering can actually had water in it. How unusual, she said. What's that sarcastic, I believe? That is called sarcastic, I believe. After that, Mother carried me inside, and she called the doctor, and he told her to raise it up on a pillow and use ice. So guess what? At first, it felt a little better. Only this morning I got dressed and heard to put on my shoe, and so that even it was a chilly outside, Mother said I could wear sandals to school. That's how come I kept on checking it on it by this morning. To see if it's feeling any better, I closed my journal real quiet and I bent over my chair. I patted my toe very gentle. Next to me, May made a face. You shouldn't play with your feet, Junie Jones, she whispered. Playing with feet is as stinky people do. I stuck out my tongue at that girl. I'll still get a kick out of that behavior. After that, I set it up back again and stacked my first grade dictionary on the top of my journal, laid my head on the desk, and I daydreamed about the kickball tournament some more. In my dream, I was the only person in room 1 who could kick the ball. That's because all the other children in room 1 had broken legs. On account of accidents happen sometimes, so I played the tournament all by myself and won the whole darn thing without any help. I was the star of room 1. All my friends shouted and cheered. They helped me very happy, and they threw confetti on my head, only not May. May threw a small potato. That was uncalled for, I believe. So I stayed in daydream real long time. Also, I think I snored a little bit. When all of a sudden, smack! Mr. Scary clapped his loud hands together. That noise scared the daylights out of me, I tell you. I jumped straight in my seat and my arms fling out very crazy. My hand knocked to my dictionary and oh no! That heavy book went over the edge of my desk and landed on my sore toe. And ow! I shouted real loud. Ow, 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 ow! I reached for my foot and started to cry. Mr. Scary came running back to me. Then he quick sent Herbert to school nurse to get some ice. And hooray for Herbert, 'cause he brought that woman back with him. Her name is Mrs. Waller. I know her from previous accidents. Mr. Waller gave some tissues and she put an ice pack on my piggy toe. It felt heavy and soggy on that sore guy. I pulled my foot away, but she put it right back again. Please, Junie B, said Mr. Waller, if you just keep this ice on your toe, it will start to feel better, I promise. No, it won't, Mr. Waller, I said. I know it won't, 'cause Mother already put ice on that same toe yesterday. But today it still hurt, and that's how come I had to wear sandals to school. Oh dear, she said. You mean this poor toe was already injured before you came to school today? I did a sniffle. Yes, I said. It was injured real lot, Mr. Waller. On account yesterday I kicked a cow and that thing was solid as a rock, I tell you. Mr. Swaller's face went funny. You kick a cow? What? No, she don't. She kicked a watering can. Of course, she said real soft. Yes, I said. A can was full of water. A cow full of water doesn't even budge. After that, Mr. Swaller got very speechless. She didn't ask any more questions. She just kept holding the ice pack on my foot. Plus, also, she mumbled to herself. Roomon stretched her necks to see my foot. When Shirley stood up, she said that she knows just how I feel. Because one time she accidentally kicked a brick, and that did not feel good either. When Roger said he hurt his toe before too, because last year he accidentally kicked a refrigerator repair truck. What? Plus, a boy named Sheldon said that last summer he accidentally kicked a giant tree stump on account of his cousin told him that it made out of rubber. Only it wasn't, said Sheldon, very upset. It was made out of tree, and so all my toes got their heads bashed in. After that, Sheldon put his foot up on his desk and started taking off his shoe to show us. Mr. Scary held up his hand. No, Sheldon, please. That's not really not necessary, he said. But Sheldon quick yanked off his shoe and sock and raised up his piggies way high in the air. See, everybody, see the baby one? The baby one is still have a little red knob on the inside of it, he said. See? Just then Sheldon tipped his chair back on two legs so he could raise his foot even higher. Only too bad for him, because quick as a blink, his chair legs slide out of underneath him. And boom! He went crashing into the sill, and his forehead got a knob on it, just like his baby toe. Mr. Swaller quick grabbed the ice bag from my foot, and she put it on Sheldon's head. She said that he needed to come to her office with her right away. Only wait till you hear this. Sheldon didn't even cry. Instead, he left the ice bag on his head and put it on his shoe and sock back on very calm. When he walked to the door with Mr. Swaller, all of us clapped and clapped for that brave boy. Sheldon smiled when he heard that, and he turned around. He did a bow, and the ice bag fell off his head. Mother came to get me from school that day. She said she would drive me to Sheldon home so we wouldn't have to take the bus. I walked to the parking lot very limping. Sheldon was still wearing the ice bag on top of his head. My, it must have been quite a day in room 1, said Mother. Sheldon did a sign. Oh, I had better, he said. After that, both of us got in the back seat, and we buckled our seat belts. Sheldon quick put his window down. Mother turned round. Gee, I don't know, Sheldon, he said. There's going to be a lot of wind on you, don't you think? I like wind, said Sheldon. Wind made my cheeks flap. Mother stared at him for a second. Okie doke, she said kind of quiet. When she turned back around, she started the car and drove out of the parking lot. Sheldon leaned his head close to the window and he titled his head to the frosty air. He opened his mouth so the wind flapped his cheeks. Both of us started to laugh. Only just then, a bit of trouble happened, because Mother went around the corner kind of wizzy, and Sheldon's head got titled even further, and whoosh, the ice bag blew off out of the window. Sheldon sat very still after that. Finally, he closed the window and he drummed his fingers on the seat. Today isn't really going to be that good for me, he said. I nodded and patted his arm, 'cause sometimes I understand that boy perfectly well. That night, I tossed and turned in my bed, 'cause my toe did not like things touching it, that's why. Not even the sheet. Only here's the worstest part of all, because the next morning, when I took off my covers, my whole entire toenail was black. Of course, I do got one. It was when I got a little fall, and then my toe felt real hurt. Everything it touches turns out a lot of pain. And so after that, it turns black, and my mom said it was dry blood. But it's okay. I do got one on my piggy toe, my real piggy toe. Well, my feet thumb. I call that a feet thumb because it's just like a thumb. And I can do that too. Wanna see? I try my best. Oh well. Here's is my thumb toe. Okay? Ouch. I felt pain when I... Oh, come on. Why did the cake box was still open? You had to be close. Thank you. Here. It was black. I didn't scream at that terrible sight. Mother and Daddy came running. Junie B, what on earth is the matter? Said Mother. My toe is the matter. My toe is the matter. I hold her back. Look. I held on my foot for Mother to see. Oh my, she said. The doctor said this might happen. Your toenail had a bad bruise on it. Oh. Is not blood? It's bruised. Phew, bad. Good thing, though. A bruise? I said. Is that all it is? It's just a bruise? Mother nodded. Yes, it's just a bruise. Junie B, she said, but I'm afraid it's not going to be a little painful to wear shoes for a while. Daddy sat down next to me. Don't worry though, honey, he said. As soon as it grows out, it'll look normal again. He pointed to his spare foot. Look at mine. I've been bruised my toenail many times over the years, but it always grown out that good as new. See? I look at it and made a face. Daddy Pig toe is not attractive. Just then tears came in my eyes. I touched my toe very gentle. Ow, ow, ow! It hurts for worse than yesterday, I said. I saw now what I'm supposed to do, 'cause I not even want to wear sandals to school again. On account of sandals don't protect toes from getting hurt. Mother thought for a minute, but she went to my closet and she got out my old red sneakers. And she cut a hole on the top one of them with her scissors, and she held it for me to see. Ta-da! She said real singy. And what you know? The hole was right there and my sore piggy toe would be. Mother helped me put on my red socks, and she slid the holy sneaker on my foot very careful. And surprise, it didn't even hurt hardly. After that breakfast, Mother drove me to school again. Only at first, I went to my room. I kind of shy about my sneaker hole, and I snuck to the seat and I showed it to my friend Herb in private. And guess what? Herbert's whole face lighted up. A window, he said. You got a window in your shoe. I did a giggle at that idea. Hey, yeah, I said, a piggy toe window. Just then Sheldon came hurrying to room 1. He had a shiny red band-aid on his forehead. Then he stood out in front of the room. He pointed with his finger. No one touches, please. he said real loud. He turned to Mr. Scary. Even though I came back to school today, I'm still not totally right up there, he said. Mr. Scary nodded. Oh, yes, Sheldon, I'm very aware of it. He said. Sheldon kept on talking. I probably shouldn't play the kickball tournament on Friday either, he said. Because what if I'm standing at the home plate and a ball starts rolling at me and it hits a rock and bounces up and smack me in the band-aid? And what if I get a bump on top of my bump? He did a little shiver. Double bumps would be not good, he said. Mr. Scary looked at him. No, Sheldon, double bumps would not be good, he said. But don't worry. Between now and then, I'm sure we can come up with something else you can do in the tournament. After that, Mr. Scary glanced over at me. And don't you worry either, Junie B, he said. We'll think of something else you can do too, okay? Mr. Scary, I raised my eyebrows as a guy. Yeah, but I don't want to do something else, Mr. Scary, I said. I want to play the kickball game. I've been practicing real hard. Mr. Scary smiled kind of sad. Yes, I'm sure you have, Junie B, he said, but your toe is already sore, and doubt if you feel like kicking a ball with it by Friday. I sat there a minute, 'cause I had never been thought of that problem before. All of a sudden, my shoulders felt very slumping. I put my head on the desk. I hid under my sweater, 'cause now I would never be the star of a kickball tournament, and that had been the happiest daydream of my life. Well, it's the end now, because it's pretty much a longies, and